Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum. Good evening, everyone. Hope you all doing good and enjoyed your weekend. Thanks for joining the session. I am Shkil Ahmed from Training Department of Teenship of E-Learning and IT. Currently, we are experiencing that pandemic has changed our lifestyle, way of living, way of life, and many things has been changed, like social distancing, which we were not aware of earlier, but now we are experienced with this thing. Our future generations, our kids could have move on with this change, and this is really, I mean, like something which completely change our lifestyle. And this lifestyle we didn't do need to continue until this pandemic end, but I believe this could go longer, and until we could have a vaccinations, or maybe a year or 2 years, or it could longer more than this one. So this could have changed a lot in our education system as well. Our education system with the start of a pandemic, because of this is like the disease which can spread with face-to-face meetings or something like that. So at that time, our education experts start experiencing that we could have a change of not only the lifestyle, we could have a change with the education sector as well. So they start thinking to transform from face-to-face learning to e-learning, online learning, or that is called digital learning as well. So we do have an important session today that is called electronic assessment. As we all know, being a teacher, that assessment plays a vital role in education sector to understand and to know and take the understanding for the students learning process. So this is really important that we do need to understand how we can have an electronic assessment. So for this we're gonna do have this agenda that we will try to explore what is electronic assessment, and what types of e-assessment we do have in the next session. That in the next section we will see about assessment software. For sure, if you gonna have an online assessment, you need to explore some kind of software which can help you to take and organize all this kind of e-assessments. In the end, we could have implementations mean we prepare some very useful tutorial for you guys. Now might be you already using LMS system from, especially for Jazan University, from last more than 3 years, that we are using Blackboard eLearn, and that could have all the assessment online. Especially the pandemic started from last 1 year, we are implementing all the exams, quizzes, and assignments online. So we do have prepared some kind of tutorials. Might possible you already using all these softwares, tricks and techniques, but this is a revision like session. So might possible you could have something new. So stay tuned till end of the sessions. So I hope you will learn something new. So let's take a start with assessment. As we all are aware that no doubt we are in the era of digital transformations. As I said earlier, digital transformation is the adoption of digital technology to transform services or business, and how it can transform to replacing non-digital or manual process with the digital process. And in education sector especially, assessment plays a major role in how students learn, their motivations to learn, and how teachers teach. As we know that assessment is not only for the students, for the individual or for the classroom, it is important for the teacher as well. Because a teacher need to know the way of teaching he adopted. Either it is useful for the students, or he need to change techniques or tips, or to go with some useful like results. So with the assessment, Earlier, we believe that everyone prefer to go with the face-to-face assessment, or there are multiple types of assessment which can be used inside the classrooms for the exam sections and something else. But after the pandemic, all the techniques being changed and replaced from physical or face-to-face to electronic. So electronic means anything learning online, that is learning, that is online learning, that is used using computer based learning. You can use different type of softwares which can help you to make this possible. So what is electronic assessment? Electronic assessment, also known as digital assessment, or it is called or online assessment, and it used basically computer-based assessment, which is use of the information technology in assessment such as educational assessment. You can use the educational assessment, and you can go with health assessment or psychiatric and psychological assessment. All these assessments is called electronic assessment. In simple words, you can say that any kind of assessment which can use the computer and the internet, combination of internet and computer-based technology, that is called electronic assessment. And for electronic assessment, you need to use some kind of a platform. What kind of platform? Platform is like LMS system, learning management system. We already using the Blackboard, and Blackboard or any kind of LMS system could have a complete package that is that can offer you the platform for the virtual classrooms. And virtual classrooms mean it is similarly you're using the class, you're taking class like you are taking the face to face, but here you do not need to visit your college or your campus, your classroom. You can stay at home and you can create the class. Similarly, you can organize different type of quiz or assessment or assignments and online exams using these like learning management systems. So today we're gonna learn how you can organize all this kind of electronic assessment. And all electronic assessment or assessment is not only the exam. Either you're going to give them, or you are arranging the assignment for your students. You're arranging like how you can send them assignment, how they can respond you, and how you can make them like give them grades and grading center sessions. Everything could be in this LMS system. So here in electronic assessment functions, there are some kind of functions which are very important for the e-assessment, that starts with evaluation. That is basically feedback to measure the results of the learning process. We all know that one, but what kind of functions do we have importantly need to understand? That is diagnostic. Diagnostic means to detect individual educational problems. Teaching is being a teacher. You do not need to carry the same standard of teaching for whole class. A good teacher can continue, can deliver the lecture inside the class, and then he need to focus either all the students are gaining the information or not. But we believe if we do have 30 students in the class, all that students could not have the same standard of understanding. So teacher need to diagnose that on the individual level educational problems, and then try to solve them out. The next one is forming, to direct and manage the learning process, how you need to deliver the lectures, how you need to take them back in the form of results, and you need to test them with different kinds of assessments. And then motivations. Motivation plays a vital role for educations to stimulate and to motivate. For example, if you I mean, like there are again 10 or 15 students, and 5 are performing very good, and they're obtaining high grades, but 3 or 4 they are not able to respond them. So you need to give them motivation, either a good motivation. Motivation means try to make them understand that you can perform like the others are performing. As we discussed, and I said earlier that not everyone could have the same understanding level. This is teacher who need to understand that which level I need to focus. Either, for example, if teacher is only like focusing the students who can understand everything, then it means he's losing the platform, because he need to carry the informations from the lowest level of the understanding students to the highest level. And this is motivation is also really important. The next one is perfection. Perfections to improve the students knowledge. We do believe, and this is proof now, that rote studies are not enough. You just give them the lessons or chapters, okay, prepare this one and go for the assessment. Now it's conceptual studies are more important, and everyone trying to, in the new era, in the digital era, in the where all the resources and available online, and students can review them and rewatch them again. So at that time, perfection is also very important to improve the students knowledge. At that time, try to make them convinced to have a conceptual study instead of just reading and reading. And the last function is providing, to collect data and to process statistical evaluations. You need to collect the data. I mean, like for the last 6 months, you need to collect and then process them statistically, which can help the students, teachers, and parents that either student is improving, or its performance is declining. So you can easily focus the performance of the students. So you can motivate them, you can diagnose that what kind of problem with them, and how you can solve it out. Types of assessments. I have a small video clip for this one to understand what type of assessments we do have it. So let's take a start with this one.
Assessments in education. There are various types of assessment, and here are your top examples. First up, formative assessments. Used during the teaching process, and it's a quick check for understanding. Some examples include thumbs up, thumbs down, brainstorming. Summative assessments. Summative assessments measure long-term academic goals, and they can be used for grading mostly. Examples include PARCC, midterms, finals, unit tests, and projects. Next up, diagnostic assessments. They are used to get prior knowledge on students and to plan future instruction. An example would be a pre-course test. Formal assessments, strict and specific testing procedures and rules. One example would be a standardized test such as the SAT. Informal assessments. They are assessments that lack supporting data and use normal classroom testing procedures. An exit ticket would be an example. Behavioral assessments. It may sound unusual for some teachers, but in special education, behavioral assessments are very common. The best example is a functional behavioral assessment. Next up, rating scales. Ask students to gauge their understanding on a subject or a topic by giving a scaled score. Rating scales are often used for professor evaluations. Emotional assessments. These are used for more emotionally disturbed students and are often written simply as observations. Examples include checklists and student questionnaires. Screening. Screening is usually used to identify students in danger of failing. Screening is found in RTI, which is response to intervention, and it's becoming more and more popular. Authentic assessments. They are assessments designed to take place in an authentic setting. Like a speech to a large crowd would be an example of an authentic assessment for a public speaking class. Next up, performance-based assessments. They assess students' ability to complete work in an academic-related task, a task. An example would be to have a student create an application for a computer programming class. You can also alter the way you administer an assessment, whether it be individual or group. Sometimes students need the space. Also, IEPs often require individualized testing for students. Next, Criterion Reference Test, CRTs. Students are graded based on the amount of content they have mastered. CRT tests are usually created by teachers and used as simple classroom assessments. And lastly, norm reference assessments. This assessment, on the other hand, is based on a comparison of students against similar demographics.
So that for the types of assessment. Now we do need to have a comparison that what electronic assessment advantages. We do all know about the assessments and why it's important. Now we do need to understand that what is the benefit for electronic assessment. The first one is really tricky: flexibility of location and time. For teacher, for students, for sure, you do not need to travel to the campus to attend or to perform your assessment. So flexibility of location is available. You just need to manage all the things online, and you just send them the link that okay, this time, this date, and this day, this test would remain available for you. And anyone can attempt on any locations. For sure, there are chances of cheating in this type of assessment, but we in coming slides, I would recommend me like there are multiple ways to which can avoid the cheating, or which can force the students to attempt the assessment without any kind of help. And the second one is lesser administrative burden. For sure, if you are organizing your exams face-to-face exams, you need more teachers, you need more administrative staff to organize all these things. But once you are trying to attempt online assessment or e-assessment, you do not need anybody. You just need to prepare assessment, assignment, or your quiz, and you just need to like send them a link, and any kind of student and everywhere, wherever they are sitting, they can attempt this one. And you do not need any administrative staff or any teaching staff who can help to you to organize this kind of assessment. The next one is easier preparation, marking and moderating of question papers. Why it's been easier? Easier means for the physical assessment, you need to prepare your material, you need to prepare your exams, assignments every time once you need to conduct this kind of assessment. But for online assessment or computer-based educations, you have prepared for semester one, and you can carry on that information for the semester two or semester three, or you can make enhancement, or you can make add some more informations. But the information you already prepared, that is feasible for you. You can prepare the pools or question bank, and every semester it is improving, and you're adding more questions. In the end, for example, you have 500 or 600 questions, you do not need to prepare them again. You just need to collect and organize them, and you can prepare a question paper. And it's faster evaluation and results. There is a one click away the evaluation and results. You do not need to go ahead and sit for hours to check all the papers or assignments. It's everything is computer based. Computer could have all the algorithms to make it, like, faster for you. Once the students finish up his assessment, you can, on the next click, on the last click, once he click on submit, he could have calculations all the way that how much grades he get it. And in the grade center you could have all the list of the students with all the grades, so teacher have the freedom, and there is no need to check each and every paper or assessment. So this is one of the faster evaluation and results, because I remember last time that first, I think, a year and a half before we have started introduced e-exam system for distance learning, and there was one teacher, mostly teacher took all the exam online, and they prepare exams. But there was one teacher I still remember. I think he belongs to the English department, and he prepared 50 marks assessment online, and he was afraid might possible it's not work or something like that. And he prepared 50 marks assessment on the paper. So I see his face, and he was cursing himself that why I took this 50 marks as assignment, because all the teachers were relaxed over there, because they have complete online assessment. They do not need to check anything. And soon after finishing of the exam, they got the marks, grades, and students know what they got it. But only that teacher was sitting in one of the room, and he was trying to finish up all the assessment which he gave them manually. So this is a faster evaluation and results oriented type of electronic assessment. And this gives the relief to the teacher, not only the students, to spare the time, to save the time, to save the environment, and to make it more easy. Uh, for sure, this is environment friendly solution, because you do not need to bring a lot of papers, lot of stationaries, and many other things. So it's environment friendly. A secure solution, secure school solution, how it could be. In next slides, in coming slides, you would understand there is multiple ways to make it secure, to make it a more easy and more authentic evaluation system. Easier report creations. You do not need to put everything by hand in the Excel sheets, or manually you need to prepare the reports. You just need a one click, and you will get all the report, all assessment for all the years. Even if you want the last year or last semester evaluation report, you can have it. Economical, for sure it's economical, because one time investment. Everyone could have electronic devices, computer-based devices, or whatever the electronic devices they have it, they can use for this type of learning. So this is economical, one-time investment. Later on, you do not need it. Very important purpose of assessment. Why we do have assessment? There should be a logic for this one. One of the key function of schools and educational institutions is to import learning and knowledge. Assessment represents an important aspects of measuring this learning and knowledge imparted by the school. So the purpose of assessment is to monitor students' learning, improve academic programs, and enhance teaching and learning. And by the way, assessment is not only important for the students, assessment is important for the teacher as well. Why? Besides monitoring and measuring the learning process of an individual or an entire classroom of the students, assessment also helps to the teachers to set the goals for every semester, for every kind of chapters, and then determine whether the goals of education's been achieved or not. And teacher need to understand what the way the teaching method he or she is using, either it is beneficial for the students or not. He need to improve himself, herself, or it's better going, the grooming is going on, the students are understanding everything, and students are performing well. So purpose of the assessment is vice versa. It's really good for the students to make them understand that what stage they could have it in the studies, and do they need to improve, or they are on the right track. Similarly, for the teacher as well, he is using the different techniques, methods of teaching. Either these are useful for the students, or need to change or improve him or herself. So the purpose of assessment in simple words is to gather relevant information about student performance or progress, or to determine students' interest to make judgments about their learning process. That's pretty easy and very simple. But with this purpose of assessment, the next questions comes in our mind: how can I conduct assessment, and especially once we are talking about e-assessment, how I can conduct it. For sure, for online or e-assessment, you need some specific type of softwares which can help you to conduct this kind of assessment. And why they are important? Importance is you need to prepare everything electronically. You need to send to the students. They are in the different locations, so they need to receive using a specific software. And this software can help for the teachers, for the students as well, to receive the assessment, to perform the assessment, and teacher could have the results and grades in the end by using this software. Or we can say assessment software enable educators to create and administrate tests to students via digital services or devices, including computers, smartphones, and tablets. These type of platforms streamlines the process of delivering exams, grading students' answers, and analyzing results. There are a long list of assessment softwares which can be used. You can have Kahoot, Canvas, Schoology, Google Classroom, ExamSoft, and Question Mark, and there are many other companies which are working for the assessment software. But we do need to focus on Blackboard Learn, because Jazan University, and especially all the universities, government universities in Saudi Arabia, are using the single platform, that is Blackboard Learn. And Blackboard Learn is not only the software, it's a complete package of LMS, learning management system. You can have all the educational track inside this LMS system. All the students been registered in this one, created classes, assigned the subjects and everything, and all these track. You can track, the student can track, or the teachers can track, or administrators or top management can track all the educational activities inside